And we are live. Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning, Tina. How are you doing this morning? I haven't really talked to you.
Well, I'm pretty good, although this eye, I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye. I've put Visine in it, everything, so I probably have that scratched eye feeling all day.
I hate that. I do that a lot. I get a lot of crud in my eyes. That's why I don't wear a lot of eye makeup a lot of times because it just, that and I can't see. I'm at the point where if I take, oh, hold on. Why didn't you tell me that we were not live. It just showed a page.
I thought you had that up there on
Yes,
purpose.
but you could have said, take that down. We're
I
looking
thought
at
it was up there on purpose. I thought we were gonna talk
uh,
about it.
well, we will. We will. Our intro is with the paper. Oh my goodness. OMG.
Because it's like nice to just be not perfect all the time.
Okay,
I'm
so
on a new computer, so it's so weird seeing myself on a big screen because I'm usually on my tiny laptop every week. And now I'm
yes.
on a big computer, and that's why my background is different because I'm actually in our regular home office where we keep our Cricut machine.
Well, we've got a couple of things to bring up, and we've got questions. And like always, if you have any questions or comments or whatnot, go ahead and bring them up now, and we will get to them. We're not planning on a super long live this morning, just kind of going through answering questions because I'm moving my son into college today. It's our big moving day. And
I know it's exciting and scary and happy and sad and just a mixture of emotions, I am sure.
well, yeah, because we've got Q4, we've got our BOLO groups are up and going. So, I don't want to say that's time consuming, but it's exciting and time consuming. And then, yeah, he took this week off to pack. And last night he wanted to go out with his friends. I'm like, okay, well, we're kind of doing this like it's your life. Like you're gonna move tomorrow, whether it's pleasant or not. That's up
And
to
you're
you.
going to cry, so make sure you have Kleenex.
So he was like not to where like I'm a planner and a prepper and he was not where I would be in his situation. So today he's a little on the freak out side. Not bad, but he's trying to get everything figured out.
Yeah.
Poppy says, I just want to say I figured out your FBM issue last week. For some reason, Amazon put you on vacation.
That's nice. Well, at least you figured it out now before it gets, you don't want that on, November 12th.
Oh my goodness. That is crazy. I don't know how they would put you on vacation, but they go in and press buttons all the time. So we're going to talk about some of that first here. So let's see here. First up, I wanted to bring this up. If you go over to the Facebook group, what is it? Amazon, I'll mess the name up. Amazon Seller Performance Suspensions Rights Owner / Legal Issues, ASGTG. That's a mouthful.
That's a long Facebook page
That's a
name.
long Facebook. Can I get a hi? Sure, you can get a hi. Good morning, Ice Swallow.
Hi. Hey.
Oh my God.
And a whoop whoop.
Yeah. Anyhow, if you go over there and talk, just watch what they're posting and whatnot. It is a great place to see current events and whatnot. So there is currently, they are doing another round of whacking drop shippers. So if you're doing a drop shipping type of model, like don't. There is very few drop shipping models that are legitimate and not going to get you suspended. So they're doing another round, which is good for us because I don't like competing with drop shippers and dealing with them. A lot of times it's black hat tactics and they're just not very nice, most of them. That's a generalization. The other thing going on is just announced, and there's a convention right now for Amazon, Amazon Accelerate. Do you remember if that's the name? I think that's the name.
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, I've not seen this account health assurance. That's really cool.
No, it was just announced like at the convention this week. So this is like brand new. And it was several $100s to go to this convention. So I wasn't going to go pay to to hear it, because I can hear it right here for not any money and not have to sit through it. But there's going to be a new account health assurance, and basically they're saying they're not going to suspend you as long as you are going to work with them and do basically the basic things that we already do when you are looking at IP claims, etc. So that was an interesting interesting announcement this morning. I was trying to see if there was a little bit more about here. They're going to have an escalate this case, so you can. Oh, you won't need an escalate button. There was something else about this. There we go. As long as you provide an emergency number and you work with them and your account health is strong, you will not get suspended. So we'll see how that works out. I'm
it's pretty interesting.
Mildly interested. All right. The second thing that I wanted to talk about that was huge this morning, not this morning, I think it was last week. Everybody who does dangerous good items should have received an email about the new shipping requirements for dangerous good items, and they are going to require a shipper's declaration. And if you Google that, you eventually will get down to this website. And this is where you can go and you can download the shipper's declaration for dangerous goods. Now, I have not done this. This is like brand new to me, so take everything with a grain of salt.
And you think Amazon should eventually end up having a link for us to download that too when we're selling these items? You would think that they would provide the easy link right there in your shipment to do that.
Yeah, one would think, but
or it's going to come printed out on our shipping label because it has to go along with it.
Yes. So if you, let's see here, if you click on the button, you get one of these, a shipper's declaration. Doesn't look like anything too nature of the dangerous goods. I mean, most of us are selling like perfumes, Axe spray, Bath and Body Works spray. That's kind of most of what I send in for Amazon. Let's see here, hand sanitizer, etc. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. You could print it out and fill it out, or you can do, it's just this one page. So it doesn't look like a whole lot of worry, but I was talking to somebody yesterday and they were trying to get their fulfillment center to ship dangerous goods into the FBA center. And I'm like, there's a new step. You need to figure out this new step and get your supplier to put this into the boxes.
When you are shipping to the military bases, you know how you get that second little sticker that needs to go on the packages? I really do have a hunch that this is, if it's registered as being a hazmat item in Amazon, I just have a hunch that they're going to do that like they do for the military mail. We'll see. But that's what my gut tells me will end up happening.
When I do FBM to the military, to the APO sites, I just have one thing that prints out, but it's the military one.
Okay, I guess in my mind's eye, I felt like it was two things, but maybe it's just because it looks different that's what made me think. It's been a while since I've shipped a military package.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And if you are doing merchant fulfilled and you want to include APOs, it will cost more. So my profit margins on one item were about $10, but shipping to the APO, it was like $5. So just keep that in mind. It's something if you want to ship. I don't mind. I have a lot of military in my family, so I always want to ship to the military. And I find that the less profits is fine by me. Like they serve our country. So I will put up with it and I will ship them whatever they want and do it happily.
At Christmas time, I even put little notes in there, just for me as I always put a note, thank you for serving our country, especially, when those packages are going overseas, because you can kind of see where they're going. I just do that just because I like to.
Very good. Very good. All right. I'm going to put a link to the shipper's declaration form thingy. If you are needing that this week, I'll put that into the chat. And then wanted to just bring up that our BOLO group officially started yesterday, and there's some amazing finds. Like I'm really blown away by what people have contributed, and it's definitely gotten me out and scanning. because I'm going out of town today, I wanted to make sure I got most of my scans in. I think I still need to add 3 to one of the groups, but it has been really, really good and positive. There is a few spots left, 11 spots left on this BOLO group with group leads. So if you're still interested in joining, you can. The VA one is sold out. So
Yeah,
there is that. Birdie says, is the form needed just for USPS ground or for UPS ground? Good question. I don't know.
I'm guessing for both, because if it's a hazmat thing, but for now it's USPS that announced it. I believe that they're requiring it.
Let me see. I'm going to bring up the email. I'm going to try to bring up the email. It's hazmat. I'll just say hazmat. Okay, give me a second to do that. We'll go into, we pulled questions this week, and I want to talk about merchant fulfilling for the first question here. And it's kind of, we got 2 questions, so we'll both answer them. We've got, how do you set your price to match the buy box? For example, if the buy box is $30, do you set your price at $25.01 with shipping at $4.99? Thank you. And do you have any ideas with the high price alerts going on, how to account for the high price alerts going on right now? So I'll let you answer first while I'm pulling the other stuff.
Well, I'm assuming that's for fulfilled by merchant order, and they're trying to compete for the buy box. And I went on my merchant fulfilled orders. I always try to match the buy box with my price plus shipping. So that is the way that I do it, just exactly like your question is worded. And what was the second part of that question?
How are all of the price alerts? I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, yes. And I saw actually on the morning news yesterday that they were talking about California suing Amazon for price gouging.
Yes, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
For competing. It was non-compete. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta bring
And
up that.
sometimes I wonder, does the state of California or anybody for that matter realize that us sellers cannot match what Target is selling the same hot chocolate for that's on Amazon, or else no one would be profiting. All of
But
us
that's
Amazon
not why they're suing.
did that.
They're suing because Amazon is competing with people.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought
Hold on, let me bring up the article.
Okay.
So we're not.
I misunderstood the news little clip on it. But anyway, as far as answering that question with the price gouging, I'm reasonable with my pricing as far as with profiting, and I keep my pricing set between the middle price ground and the highest price ground. I don't, jump on a listing where everybody is selling it for $19 and I price at 40. That would possibly get me price gouging. And also I'm not going to sell the item. So I'm not sure how else to answer that question.
Okay. I have not gotten a whole lot of price alerts, and I run my repricer, and I just didn't get a whole bunch. It was the opposite because Amazon was forcing up, down, us down. Okay, here's what it says. It says California Attorney General filed antitrust lawsuit against Amazon on Wednesday, claiming retail stifles competition and increases the price that consumers pay across the internet. The suit is limited to California. Amazon has around 25 million customers. It's not the Everything store has effectively set a price floor, costing Californians more for just about everything. So, yeah, what they're essentially saying is that they are doing market prices. Now, I honestly believe that it's capitalism. Should Amazon do it? Probably not. But we're in a capitalistic society. If you don't want to buy it on Amazon, go buy it somewhere else. I don't have, I shop at Amazon when I want to shop at Amazon. Nobody is forcing me to shop at Amazon. But on the other half, I do think that if Amazon is Amazon has done some things that are not very good. I don't think that they should compete with us for selling
No,
items. I don't think that that's a good. I think there's a conflict of interest
agreed.
going on there.
Agreed.
Let's see here. FBA Poppy says, so that only applies to private label sellers that are selling their product in multiple marketplaces for sure.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
how that pricing, the high pricing, could apply to a private label seller
yeah,
because
no.
it's your item and you can create the price.
Right. So where I don't like is if Amazon is selling cases of water and then everybody else is selling cases of water. I don't know. They compete. And I
Yeah.
don't think it's tough. Like if you were going to set up a physical store, let's say we're going to go and sell your stuff inside Walmart and you were selling shampoo on the shampoo aisle in Walmart, they just do things that toward, get you towards their item. They would essentially, block you off. So imagine you have a little booth and you're in the shampoo aisle and you're selling shampoo inside Walmart, and then the Walmart people come and set up a big black screen right in front of you. That's essentially what Amazon does
Or
to
Walmart
simplify.
is selling the same shampoo, but
Yeah,
cheaper than you're selling it in your
yeah,
booth. Yes.
exactly. They set
Yes.
up right next to you and they're like, you can get it for $2 cheaper here. And then they casually put like a big sign in front of you.
Mhm.
That's what they're doing on there.
Yeah.
My answer is always that the comfort you receive, especially
Now with
now with
gas
gas
prices.
prices.
Yes. Yeah. You're saving your time, you're saving your travel, all of it. And if I'm a brick and mortar store, I like that Amazon's prices on the things I sell are higher because I would feel like that brings more people into my store.
Yes. And I do too. I mean, and I know that there are some things that are just easier to buy online, and I love shopping online because I
Yeah.
hate going to the store. The customer service I receive at the stores is abysmal. It is just ridiculous. I
Yeah.
was I was trying to find some Bolo candy yesterday at the store, and I asked one lady, "Do you have XYZ out?" And she goes, "I just do displays. I don't know what we have here." You're the one putting it out. Like
You're the
you
one putting it
physically
out.
are
How do
putting
you
the
not
candy
know?
out. If anybody were going to know what you
Oh,
have, it would be you. And this whole I don't do this at the store, that wouldn't have flown when I worked retail. Like we would have, no, you don't say that that's not my department, that's not my store. Like who? Yes, it is. You work here. I I don't get away with it with Amazon customers when they say, "Do you have da 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 da?" You have to answer them. You have to be pleasant and polite and professional about it. I don't get retail workers these days that want to just not treat people well and not do their job very well. Some of them are amazing. Don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, I was checking out at the Dollar Tree too yesterday. That was terrible. If you have over 24 items at Dollar Tree, you can do a quantity scan, but you have to have a manager come over and do the
yeah.
quantity scan. So this
Yeah.
poor lady was working her butt off. She calls for the manager. He's just standing there talking to another associate.
Yeah.
And she's like, someone, manager to register for. A couple minutes goes by. I'm like waving at the guy. I'm like, hi, like, yeah, we are over here. And a couple minutes goes by and she calls him again. And I see him. He makes eye contact with me. And I'm like, hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 calls. On the third call, he finally came over. Meanwhile, it's been 10 minutes. I'm like, anyhow, I could complain about retail all day long, but you either love it
But
or you
something
put up with it.
specifically at Dollar Tree, I don't, at least in my city, it's like the people with the worst attitudes work at the Dollar Trees here.
Yes, but my Dollar Tree people, they got to put up with a lot of things. Some of my
Yeah.
customers, I have seen fights. We got a crack pipe lighter in our cart at a Dollar Tree. That was my best find at Dollar Tree.
A crack pipe?
Well, it's a butane torch.
Uh-huh.
It's a crack pipe lighter.
Oh.
That's what they use them for. I'm sure they weren't
I use
lighting
those for
candles
lighting
at the Dollar Tree,
candles.
but it's an awesome torch. I mean, you light it, it was like, but we found that in the cart at the Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, we have found drug paraphernalia. All right. Let's see here. What else we got in the comments here? Let's see. So the way it was explained to me, let's say we found a company called Chris's Widgets making the best widgets that money can buy, and I sell a bunch of them on Amazon and I start getting them sold at Target. If Target all of a sudden wants for some reason to sell my products for $5 cheaper than it's on Amazon, I have to match my Amazon price to the Target price now. And that's really bad. Large sellers have numerous tools to get around the issue. It really hurts the most is the middle sellers that might be selling on a few different platforms. And of course, customers, because that drives the price of everyday items. Yeah. So what I don't like, they had a time where the price was matching outside. And so let's say Barnes and Noble went on clearance and they had a set of Legos that was $30 and now it's clearance to $8. Then Amazon was flagging price things because it's like, oh, you should be selling it for $8. No. That's on like a clearance. We need not clearance and sales. We don't want to match clearance and
I
sales.
will say, and I told you this last week or this week, I don't know, the weeks run together for me. I have an item for sale on Amazon that I sold last year. Couldn't find it for many, many months. And I finally found some on clearance. And I was selling them the last couple of years, actually, for $44. So when I found some new ones on clearance and bought all they had, I sent them in and I still have it at the $44 I used to sell it at. Amazon has the buy box suppressed. And it shows that, like in my Amazon Seller Central portion of my account, it shows that the lowest priced seller is $8 and something with some, $4 shipping, whatever it is. It's very low. But yet, when you look at the Amazon listing, I am the only seller. Where is this mysterious seller that is selling them
Go sell
at
it.
$8? Because they're not even on the listing, yet Amazon has it triggered at that. I will say that that is how much I bought them from the online store I bought them at. And so that makes me wonder, were they price matching that website? Yet they are sold out on that website. You can't get them anymore. So that it
See,
is
that's what I'm
interesting.
talking about. Like, why?
Yeah.
No, we shouldn't match out of stock, going to be in 3 months. It's a clearance price. It's a sale price. None of that. I was having a heck of a time with Staples. I'm trying to order boxes. This is my list of boxes that I need to go source. And Staples had all half their boxes were out of stock or discontinued. Take them down. Like, let me filter that junk out.
Oh, yeah, it is annoying. I see Ben says that he has 50 pricing errors. And I have seen in Facebook, especially last week, I believe it was last Friday, that Amazon really brought down the hammer on the pricing. And knock on wood, I've not had any yet. But again, the majority of my listings are my own bundles and my own listings I've made. At this time of year is when I do a lot more retail arbitrage, and I do some retail arbitrage throughout the year. And so I'm wondering, for me, I'm assuming that's why I'm not getting them, because they're my own bundles and I set my pricing. But for everybody out there who only does retail arbitrage, is this what we're all going to be looking at for Q4?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And I just let mine sit because eventually, like, that clearance item goes out of stock or whatnot.
Yeah.
Usually clears up in a week. Like, if it's going to stay on there longer than a week, then
Yeah. And, I am curious, what kind of items it is that most people are being hit with. You're finding it, is it a certain category, like, over the counter drugs, beauty products, food items, is it toys, or is it all the things? I'm not sure, since I have not gotten any. And I'm always scared to say that. And again, I got to knock on wood, because I always feel as soon as those words come out of my mouth, I'm going to have 20 pricing warnings. And because isn't that the way it happens, people? You say it and then it happens to you. So, and it's not going to scare me for doing all my Q4 leads and finds and buying things and sending them in, because we can't be afraid of what we don't know is going to happen. If it happens, it happens. You deal with it then. But I'm still going to go out there and go full force.
I also they moved the fixed stranded inventory button. I got to figure out where they moved it.
They have moved things. So
they keep moving buttons, and it makes me think I'm going crazy.
When I log into my Amazon homepage, and that's for all of us, and they have all those little squares, where it tells you that you have so many orders to ship, those squares constantly rearrange themselves. I noticed that last year because when I would log in and let's say I had 5 merchant fulfilled orders to ship, that square might be on the far left on the top row, but tomorrow it may be down at the last row in the bottom corner. So those squares rotate for some reason.
Yeah, I can't fix stranded inventory. I haven't found that button. I haven't looked very hard yet, but I'm just going, oh my God, quit moving the buttons on me.
Yeah, I noticed this weekend in creating some listings. When you drop down where it says inventory, that drop down, that menu has changed the way it looks. And and then when I was creating a listing, the button that used to be at top is now off to the side. And it leaves me like, oh my God, where's my button? It's like, why are they moving it? There's
no reason.
Does it improve things? Like, I really want to know.
It doesn't. It's like, and then there's no announcement. It's not like, hey, this button has now moved. But yet I get the tour on things that I'm like, oh my God, I have said no to the tour 50 times. Please stop giving me the tour. Tell me where you moved the buttons. That's what I would like to know. I pulled up the email about the dangerous goods, and I love how we're dedicated to improving the shipping experience. No, you're not. You probably got in trouble. You're not dedicated. We'd like to highlight the recent, let's see here, it says USPS. So it looks like the new dangerous good requirements are only USPS. I'm sure there's requirements for UPS too. I haven't heard any changes over on the UPS side from this email, but I guess it's just shipping dangerous goods, USPS. For merchant fulfilled, it doesn't say anything about merchant fulfilled needing this. Let's see here. I don't see anything saying whether it needs to be UPS or merchant fulfilled or FBA. So I'll go watch there's a video we can watch. So maybe the video will do some insight for me. I'm not going to put a dangerous goods declaration for a bottle of Bath and Body Works spray that I'm shipping to a customer. I'm sorry. I'm just not. It's just.
And if you get caught, what's your penalty?
It's not going to take down a plane. It's not enough to, you think about it, we fly all the time, right? And people are bringing perfumes on the plane. Shipping 1 or 2 bottles of Bath and Body Works spray is not going to bring down a plane. Now, if I were going to do other chemicals that were maybe more involved.
Like a propane tank.
Yeah, if I were going to ship propane tanks, then that'd be like a completely different story. But really, I'm shipping little bottles of perfume that it's not going to. I'm just not. Who has time for that? Let's see here. There was something else that I was going to bring up after that. What was it? I can't remember. We're moving on. Oh, now I remember. The GTIN hammer this week. Holy smokes. Let me bring up this email now because I pulled it up too while we were waiting. I am I'm ready to tear my hair out, man, Tina. It's ridiculous. So GTIN, along with the pricing errors, if your item doesn't have a proper GTIN and it's in the system or something, they now have flagged it and want you to fix it. So yesterday I opened up a case on one of mine. Let me see if I can find what they responded with, because I'm sure it was some garbage. Because it's always garbage. I haven't received anything. We understand your concern regarding ASIN blah, blah, blah is listed with exemption because it's a bundled product and received the error. We will assist you with that. We are sorry for the inconvenience caused. In this case, we inform you to provide the error screenshot. We request you to take this extra step. You did it in error. There's no error screenshot to send. Oh my God. I don't know what they want for an error screenshot. It's not like I got an error code. You flagged it in error, not an error code.
Yeah, and why GTIN is exempt from having a GS1 UPC.
But yet they flagged it as it needs one.
That's all contradictory. No, this is from a case that you're fighting?
No, if you go in, because they are putting all the flagged products now under that new area, and I guess you can't fix it over in the other area. And it is under, I'll have to find
I
it.
need to look in here at this. So I don't know if you recall when we interviewed the lady from the GS1 database this summer. I can't remember her name. She mentioned to you and I after the show that she had word that Amazon was going to be putting down the hammer on G10 exemptions and requiring everybody to have UPCs even for bundles. And now, whether that is true or not true, this does make me wonder, is this the beginnings of Amazon making that happen eventually?
Maybe. Let me flag you the exact error, which of course I did have that. I had that in my thing, but did they look at that screenshot? No, because they don't look at anything. I am still fighting my children that came off, and they aren't on the parent, and I can't get them out. I'm on file feed number 6 of this week.
I did 2 variation listings yesterday. Knock on wood again, y'all. Knock on wood. I didn't have any issues. But it's going to happen eventually. I realize that. But it's like right now with everything I've had going on, I don't need any hiccups.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. And I don't know if I can make that any bigger. Can I make that bigger for y'all? Zoom. Whoa. Hello. Okay. All right. So this is the error that I sent. It's not an error code. It's an error, like you erred wrong. You did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it's flagging. And it's a bundled item. So it's under G10 exemption.
So they're saying that the G10 code does not match the brand associated to the ASIN. So is this something like I've listed it as generic when it's Hershey's? Yet when Amazon, when you apply to make a bundle listing and you can't get G10, say for Hershey, Amazon on the back end tells you to use generic. They tell you to do that. So, I'm wondering, is it a situation like that?
It is a bundled item that does have a brand, as one of the items, and I can't remember. I got to go in and look and see if I use the brand or if I use generic. I don't remember, but it's definitely got more than one product in it, and it's not all, it's not all 3 from, all
Hershey
from
or whatever.
thing. So I don't know. And I only had one really that flagged it like this. My other ones were okay, but I don't know. And then Bertie says, if we didn't make the listing, can we try to get a case? Good luck. I have had 0 luck with Seller Central on fixing anything this week. And in order to find these, if you're trying to look for them, you go to Inventory Manager, Inventory, and then you select Search Suppressed and Inactive Listings.
Okay.
And then you go down to At Risk and Invalid Information. And I had 10 flagged that have this message, and they're saying they need that doesn't match the G10. Now, the first one is an RA product, retail arbitrage product. The next 3 are bundled items. 2 I made, 1 I did not make. Then I've got 3 that are all the same product, all the same ASIN, and all the same code. So I think I just have 3 SKUs, which I don't know why I have 3 SKUs of it. I have harped on my packer to. She has made new SKUs for things. I'm like, stop doing that. And then the other 3 are like retail arbitrage products. So I don't know. It's like a new freaking problem in my life, and I don't need any more problems this week.
Yeah. And Bertie, where you ask if you didn't make the listing, can you open a case and try to fix it? You can. It is often difficult because 99% of the time, your response is going to say, we have reached out to the brand owner. So I've created listings that Amazon has
Oh my
spit
God.
that back to me, and I have fought back with them saying, I am the brand owner. I am the one that created the listing. Like, you're not sending me this. I want to update this. And then I will refer to them my case ID number of where I am the one that has that brand and I'm wanting to update that listing. And there have been times where I've not been the brand owner and I have actually gotten Amazon to update the listing. I will say it's more miss than hits. I win less than I lose on getting those fixed. When I end up being the only seller on a listing that I did not create, and there are now no other sellers on it, I can get Amazon to update it more often then, because it's not changing it for all these other sellers too. And it's usually legitimate changes that need to be fixed, like it's missing bullet points. And I've once successfully got an image updated, but it's hit and miss. And always I say, yes, try it.
I have started documenting this as well, although things change so much. If I am the brand owner or the owner of the listing, we'll say the owner of the listing, and I don't care. We'll just say it's a generic listing that I am the owner of, and other people jump on the listing and I want to change information about that listing. There are some things I can change, some things I can't. I cannot change the main image. I cannot really change the title very well. I can change bullets, descriptions, back-end keywords, but I cannot change those main things. If I'm on somebody else's listing and now they are no longer on the listing, they have vacated the listing, all of the bullets and description and keywords will go gone. So then basically your listing tanks because you don't have any words there anymore. And I can go in and add the bullets and the keywords and have them populate. So that has been interesting because I had a few things that all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not getting any sales. What's going on? Oh, shoot, where'd all the bullets go? And it's because of that. The other thing that I was going to say, we are still working on the bundle course and just kind of an update on that. It used to be that you could get brand approval by doing a particular method. And that method went out the door a while ago. And then Tina and I, we had a method and we have not had luck. We had luck last year. This year, we've had 2 people try it out and they got shot down. So we are finding a different method to get brand approval. And we would need to get that solidified before we do any sort of.
Yes. And that is brand approval without spending all the expensive money for it.
Exactly.
So it's just a workaround. And Amish, if a bundle is listed as generic with only one seller, would you still sell on this listing? Well, that depends. If it is generic and it is literally something that you just say, get at Dollar Tree, sure, absolutely, you can sell on it. But look at that listing closely. Did they add a unique item to it that you cannot get? Then the answer is no. Where some people, you've seen listings where they've done, cake mix and they have a spatula or something on it that has a branded, Tina's spatula. Well, then no, you can't. And believe me, while that sounds like, well, duh, of course I know that. I have accidentally sent in things on listings like that and then got counterfeit without a test buy warning, because that seller made the listing and the main image showed just the branded bundle, or not branded, but just the different item bundle. And I was like, well, I got all those things, but their very last image on that listing, it was not included in their main image, is a box, like a cardboard box that they had their brand on it, like, Tina's box of candy. And so I overlooked it because I did not look through all of the images on that listing. So just proceed with caution anytime it's a bundle listing that you didn't create, just to make sure. But otherwise, yes, you absolutely can sell on it.
Definitely. And I think that's about all we wanted to say with the bundle course. Oh, I did want to add that I am working with a gentleman who is going through brand registry and has GS1 barcodes and going through that process and whatnot, and anything of noteworthy, we share. But it's been what was difficult is he couldn't create listings even with his own GS1 barcodes, even though they were in the GS1 system. And he wanted to get brand registered anyway, so we're going through that. And then he has given me account access, and I'm going to be listing the products for his business and whatnot. So it's interesting just to see that it's like it's not just little sellers; it's also all around. The issues
Yes,
are
this year has been a
terrible.
lot of changes. I mean, it really, every year there are changes. So that just sounds dumb to say. And this year there's been a lot of changes. You know, I feel like the person that's like, well, back in my day when I was a kid,
That just
but
feels like
really this year's been harder.
I'm like, why are you getting kickback? It's a registered GS1. We sent in screenshots of this is the GS1. It's
Yeah,
registered. It's under that
yeah.
brand. Like what? Anyhow, so it's an ongoing fight. Okay, some other easy questions we're going to knock out here. If a box has a sticker that shows the size, a shoebox, it happens to also have the Adidas price, do you take the sticker off?
Well, that depends. If I got the shoes for $10 and I'm selling for 50, but the sticker says $75, well then no, I leave it on there. If, you know, I bought them at 75 and I'm selling them for 200, well then yes, I take that price sticker off.
I just cover up prices on bras, shoes, because I don't know when it's gonna win that price, because my repricer does its thing, and I can't keep track of the prices, so I just cover them up with the label. I don't have. Okay, here is 2 questions. How do we know if our products require compliance documents or testing, or will our product fall into the compliance category? When the document will be required. So if my product is successfully listed, does it mean it will not require the compliance documents? And then if it does require the documents, where do you get those tests done? Will Amazon send me a specific test subject? Okay, you're probably not going to like this answer. You're not going to know. And if you want to get it tested, it usually costs lots and lots of money. I've not done it because I don't have anything worth the money. I have gotten compliance documents from manufacturers and distributors, but going into Q4, this will be a real problem. If you're doing merchant fulfilled stuff, you usually list it, sell it, and get out. It's a get in, get out type of scenario so that you're not worried about those compliance paperworks. They typically do the round of hammering about last month, this month. I believe they're about done with hammering for compliance documents because Amazon doesn't really want to do that during Q4. It hurts their business.
Yeah.
So they do it kind of at the beginning, and they do it like after Christmas. You'll see another round of
They've
compliance
really
documents.
been doing that on all Squishmallows. So for anyone that does still buy and sell Squishmallows, you know this. So I have moved to merchant fulfilling mine. That way I can sell them quicker than if I wait to send them in. So this week, a bunch of my Squishmallows were, you know, the due date was coming up. And interestingly, a lot of them I sold out. And then the next day, the listing had been removed. So Amazon really opened up the buy box and got rid of some of my merchant fulfilled Squishmallows. I think I have 2 that are here that I didn't sell, that the listing has now disappeared. So eBay, here we come.
That or you will see people make new listings. The listing goes bad, whatever, they just make a new listing.
Make a new
And
one.
that's why a lot of Squishmallows are not linked with the UPC. You're not going to know, and you usually, I think you get 30 days, right? From flag, isn't it 30 days? Or do you know if it's 28, 30?
It's usually around the 28 to 30 days.
Yeah. Facebook user, this year has been a lot harder. I went to grocery outlet last night. It was a struggle to find anything. It wasn't like that last year. Look for bundled grocery items.
I don't even have a grocery outlet, so I don't care. And I say that because I'm jealous. I don't even want to talk to you about your grocery outlets.
You have a 99-cent everything, so shut up.
Yeah, but those grocery outlet stores I know are really cool.
They're interesting. They're interesting. They have an eclectic thing. Anyhow, and chocolates. I did a lot of chocolates one year from grocery outlet. How would you guys even sell a can of chocolate fudge? Even in a can, would you wrap it merchant fulfilled in a box with a cold thing? A
I don't
can
think
of
you have to
chocolate
worry
fudge.
about fudge, a can of fudge. Is this like, I'm thinking liquid, kind of like what you put on top of sundaes. So it's already
I was
melted,
thinking like fudge that you bite
like
off
a
and
candy that you
split.
eat. Yeah. So,
Um,
and whether I would wrap it um, in a box, is it a kind of can that's like a Campbell soup can that is really unlikely going to dent? Is it, more, it depends on the can. I don't know. I'd have to see the actual physical thing to tell you what I do.
I have been erring on the side of boxing over bagging because I had
True.
Amazon
Same.
ruin so many things
Yep.
in a bag,
Yep.
and it's just not worth
Yeah.
it.
So if
Like,
I was merchant fulfilling it, and I'm assuming it's pretty small, I would probably throw them in a box. I always keep 5 by 5 by 5 and 6 by 6 by 6 little boxes available because during Q4, those are just so perfect for things like coffee mugs. If you have, a breakable Christmas ornament, there's just lots of things that fit perfectly in those boxes. And I think they cost roughly 50 cents a box, I want to say. So I definitely have the things priced high enough that I can afford the 50-cent box.
he's saying a Pirouette Fudge Pepperidge Farm. It sounds breakable, so I
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I know what those are. Yeah. I
those
would
little chocolate
probably,
sticks.
yeah, that's what I think that
Oh,
is.
all right,
So
yeah,
I
I
would
would
make
bubble
sure
wrap it.
that it wasn't something that's in a box that's like, I would make sure it doesn't move in the box, whether you put a bubble pillow or because you don't want it flailing around in there.
Flailing around, all
Flailing
tucked in.
around.
Oh yeah, I love those little sticks. Definitely some bubble wrap in a box. They will get beat up, and if the customer gets it and one or two are cracked, like okay, no big deal. But if they get it and it's like cereal, then they're going to be upset.
Yeah.
Somebody says, I realized yesterday I signed up for the wrong group. We can't see your name, and I don't know how you could sign up for the wrong group. We only have one group open. So message us. Go hit us up on Facebook. PM Tina. PM Tina. Don't PM me. PM Tina. I'm going off to college tonight, so I'm not going to help you. We have got the RV packed, and I literally have got this live, my things to do at work, and then I'm hitting the road, and we've got to be up in Bellingham by whatever and get our RV campsite. We're staying at a KOA up there. It'll be fun. I do not have, so this is another shoe packing question. I do not have large rubber bands as shown in the video. I have regular rubber bands. Do you think I could just use a couple of those for the box?
If you can wrap them around a box, I don't think I could wrap a regular rubber band around a shoe box.
I think it depends on the band. I've seen some large rubber.
Yeah. But I've bought the large rubber bands from Walmart. I mean, there are the big ones that go around shoe boxes. And when I used to sell quite a bit of shoes, I would use those. Now, when I do find shoes that are in boxes, I throw them down in a poly bag and just send them in.
Yeah, poly bags are easy too. And then the other trick that somebody does is they take, the saran wrap on a
Yeah,
kind of looks like a
the
lint roller.
whole. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah,
I get it at Sam's Club.
they
It's like a long roll, and it rips off just like it does when it's in a box in your kitchen, the little kind.
no. This is a little hand one. So it
Oh,
looks like a lint roller, but it's saran wrap that's about this
oh,
big.
okay. Yeah, I've seen
We
those
use it
too.
for packing and stuff.
Hmm.
I've seen people take that, wrap it around the
Yeah,
shoebox to make a band, and I can't handle those things. But I guess if you
yeah.
have the skill, you could do it that way. I am noticing on the supply list a 3-inch tape gun. What gun does that go in? And I'm just going to link the item because I have things in my cart y'all can't see, but um, this is my tape gun that I like, and a 3-inch tape gun is nice. I still like my 2-inchers. I don't know. Do you have a preference, 2-inch or 3-inch?
Well, I use them both. So when I'm taping my boxes that I'm sending into FBA, I like the 3-inch just because it's so much wider of a tape to tape the boxes. But I do use my, 2-inch tape when I'm having to tape. Sometimes, I wrap things in bubble wrap and then I use that 2-inch tape to really make sure it's secure before I put it down in a box. So I just use the 2-inch tape for just all the other miscellaneous things.
Somebody says, do you have a date for multiples to be sent in? October 16th.
Yeah, I was going to say 15th or 16th. It was like 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah, I want to say the 16th. And if you run Inventory Lab will tell you if it can be sent in or not. So as soon as that error goes away, and I have never tested at what point does the error go away. Is it at midnight on the 16th, or is it the 15th at noon? I have not tested that, but at some point it goes good in the system. G10 exemption question. I am accepted, but still cannot add a product.
That has happened to me before.
Huh?
That has happened to me before.
So there's two things, and I'll answer the one, and then Tina can answer the opposite. The one issue you may have is you applied and you're using the wrong one. So maybe you were G10 exempt for toys, and you need me to be G10 exempt for kitchenware. And then the other way is, like Gina said, Gina.
That's okay, I'm Gina. It's my alter ego.
G10 with Tina equals Gina. Is if it doesn't go through in the system. So explain how you open that case.
Yeah, so sometimes it doesn't go through in the system, and where I will look in my case log, and when you go to the help section to your cases, you can type in whatever, what your G10 was for. Let's say it was for Tina's toys, and I will type that in that search bar so it can pull up that case. And what I do is then I open up a case and I refer, so each case has a number. So let's say it was case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I copy that. I open up a case saying I am trying to list, this toy under my G10 exemption for Tina's toys in the toy category. Please refer to case ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to see that I do in fact have approval, because sometimes on the back end, it just got stuck. And so they will look and then they will open it up for you and usually reply, oh, please wait 24 hours for our system to update itself.
Yeah.
And then you can list, but but like Lucy says, sometimes just because you got G10 exemption for a name, you maybe got it for one category. When you get G10 for a name, you have to apply for every single category individually that you want to list in.
So in the last couple of weeks, I've helped 2 people out with G10 exemption for generic. Now you have to do generic, capital GE, Eric, generic. I can't spell on the fly.
G-E-N-E-R-I-C, generic.
Just like Gina. And so I just popped in the link. I want you guys to go to that, pick a category, toys, home goods, whatever you think that you might list a bundle with or something, and apply for G10 exemption and generic and see if you get it. Because I swear the last 2 people I've helped, they got it automatically, and they got every category automatically. And I'm like, maybe it's open. Maybe, I'm curious now to see how many other people are interested in listing under the generic brand can get the automatic approval. So let me know in the comments. This is a comment question. Go do that and let me know if you get approved or not. Okay, so somebody asks about they are wanting to start a business. Can we help them out? Both Tina and I have Fiverr accounts down below. So if you are wanting somebody to help you walk through listing or exemption or I don't know, whatever you are wanting to do, we both have Fiverr accounts and we both are on the Facebook group Online Selling with Tina. So you can find us there. So if you are needing help or wanting to ask questions, if you feel like it's something you can present to a group, go present it to the group. And, everybody is very good at answering questions. And if you do want one-on-one help, you can use the links below to get some one-on-one help. So I just somebody was asking about that. We've got 3 more questions. So this is kind of last call, guys. If you guys have any questions in the chat. Is there some trick to the system to suggest a cheaper USPS option? I have tons of USPS boxes that I rarely use because I never get a USPS option that is cheaper than UPS. I prefer UPS anyways, trying to decide if you can return the USPS boxes.
Yes, you can return them.
Yes, you can just drop them off. I take my shipping tag off, but I dropped them off. I've had my postman take them. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to use these. Can you take them back to the office?
Mhm.
They'll take them back to the office if you're nice about
And
it.
I've seen some people have donated them to Goodwill, and Goodwill actually tries to sell them, which
I've
is
seen that too.
against the law.
Stop
Goodwill.
it. You're not supposed to sell those. As far as cheaper shipping, it goes off of dimensions. So if you are packing something up, let's say we're packing this lotion up, there's only so many dimensions you can put in. You want to put in the smallest dimensions, obviously. And if it's under a pound, it's probably going to be cheaper for USPS. But really, if I'm doing larger toys, let's say like larger remote control trucks, squishmallows, it's almost always cheaper to go
Your
FedEx.
example is always a lotion because that lotion is on your desk.
I know, and I'm down to
Mine's
like
going
this
to be a
much.
candle.
Oh, I like it. I need to go.
Or
Did
a roll
anybody
of
else?
cricket paper.
Ooh, cricket paper. See,
Cricket
now that
paper.
is a little on the long side. So
Yes.
your options are probably not going to be cheaper to do USPS. They want small items. There was sales going on at Bath and Body Works all week, and I did not go to the sales. I really wanted to. Okay, where do you? Okay, this is for a copyright infringement question. I recently did the DMCAs for Bath and Body Works. I had two kind of sets. I had one set of 16 violations in one day. I did 2 videos about it. So if you didn't see that, I've already kind of talked about that. And I did the appeal part first, and then I did the DMCA. And the second 2, I'm still waiting for those violations to get off. They were still there as of this morning, and it should have been cleared up 3 days ago. I don't know. Their 10 to 14 days is not. I don't know how they're counting days. Maybe they're just counting like Monday through Friday or something. So this question is, where do you contact Amazon? Do you have to click appeal and then acknowledge the listing violation? I closed and deleted the item, reached out to the company, haven't heard back from them. Yesterday, I called Amazon to let them know, but my account's in the yellow risk because I have to address this violation. What do you do now? First up, try not to delete until you know that. Like, I don't know what your violation is. If it's a copyright picture, I needed to keep the listings open so that I could go change the picture and comply with the copyright violation. If it's straight up like IP or trademark, then, sometimes keeping the listing open is helpful. Sometimes it's not. So don't automatically go close it. You want to address the issues first and then get it closed. For contacting Amazon, you're going to have to go to your account health dashboard and hit the call me now button. Mm-hmm. That can get your, somebody to help you with your case. And if it's a specific thing, you can just open up a case, just go to the seller tree and click like other account problems, type in all your problems, reference any other cases and whatnot, and open up a case that way. What?
I don't know. Why would you say type in all your problems?
Okay, maybe not all your problems.
I mean, like, what if I have a case with Amazon? I'm tired. I'm overworked. Like, Amazon is my therapist. I don't know why.
Okay,
I think I'm just losing it.
All the problems with that. With
I'm so sorry. Now I have the giggles.
My God.
It had nothing to do with the answer, just that you said type in all your problems.
All right, you be quiet, Gina. Cynthia says, I did approve for automatic generic in beauty toys and groceries. Awesome. Awesome. So now you could list under that, which comes in handy. Like sometimes I'll see a good selling toy or bundle type idea for Q4 and just quickly make the listing under generic, if that makes sense for the items.
I'm seriously considering opening up a case with a bunch of nonsense.
I would love to see what the response is.
Now I want to Amazon. I'm so tired. You keep changing buttons. See,
where do you move my buttons?
Hello, we're sorry. I think I may do this just to see what the seller's essential person writes back.
Oh, their responses are always so
I really am cracking up.
terrible.
I think I may do that. I will share with everybody what they said, just for fun.
Oh my God. OMG, Tina. Okay, last question, unless if there's any in the chat, your last opportunity to ask a question has now been called. Do you have any plans to add a heat tunnel to wrap your bundles? I have thought about this. I would love to, but I have no idea. I want to say they cost around $3,000, so I don't have any plans right this second to do it, but a heat tunnel, they're neat. They're neat and they're fun to play with. I've received packages from bundled items that I'm like, ooh, that was a nice packing job.
Yeah.
Attempted to move, typing all my problems. Who moved my button? Who moved? Yeah. The button moving is really ridiculous because it's like, I'll answer questions in chat groups, and like, or whatever, the Facebook group. And I'm like, oh, you go here, here, here. And they're like, no, it's not there. And I'm like, okay, they moved the buttons again. Where did it go? Like,
Thank you, Cynthia.
Cynthia, thank you for the good time. We've talked about our large rubbers, our good times, our problems. Yes. This has been a therapy session.
I rarely show my ridiculous side on a live, but it just came out today. I couldn't help it. Sometimes I just can't help it.
Well, I think it's a good ridiculous side. Oh my goodness. So I was we had a friend over for dinner the other night, and I was talking to my husband about the dog fur that you can sell, right? And so now my daughter's collecting dog fur. So we have a whole big bag of dog fur, and she wants a cut. So now I got to figure out how to list my dog fur for witches and brewing potions and whatnot.
On Etsy, yes.
On Etsy. And she wants to have a cut of the profits for the dog fur because she's now washed the dog and brushed her
Well, you
twice.
better get on it. It's the season, isn't it?
I think so. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so far down on my priorities right now. But anyhow, so my friend was over and he was like, what? You can sell that? So he looked it up. He's like, oh my God, you can.
And, you sure can. Said,
yeah, you should search up dirty socks. Because he made a joke. He's like, oh, I'll just search my dirty socks. And I said, that's actually a really hot commodity over on eBay and stuff is nasty smelling socks. And he's like, no. I said, yeah. And you can also like fart in a jar and sell farts and all sorts of crazy stuff. Anyhow, we went down the rabbit trail.
Yeah. In fact, I don't know if this is still popular. I'd have to look it up. One of my friends was selling, 2 years ago. You make creepy dolls. And so this is the time of year that they sell. There were Facebook groups for them. And so, I mean, go to the thrift store, buy the old, plastic doll, and you make them look, haunted and scary, and people buy them, and for good money, but you got to be really, really clever at, how you dress them up. And so for anybody that has time and wants to look that up, and you're crafty, I mean, that can really be a moneymaker. And I feel like they call them, I don't know what they call them, but haunted dolls, scary dolls. I'm not sure.
Are they gothic?
I'm not sure what the name of them are, but yes, she sold a bunch of them, and she was selling them for like $50 and $75.
Same with I met somebody that just collected like parts, just would get the garbage of appliances and stuff and sell all the parts for steampunk.
Oh, that's what I did for years before I did Amazon. That's what I a big part of my business on eBay was the parts. I would go to Goodwill and I would find, the Cuisine Art food processor, that still had all the blades, or even just break it apart, and sell the pusher, sell the, each individual part sells, and you make more money on that than you do for just the machine.
Nuts, bolts, and gears for steampunk decoration, when they're doing their costumes and stuff, which would be neat, and you could spray paint them gold or just sell them as parts, which is interesting. Somebody says my real job is a dog groomer.
Look it up on Etsy. It'll blow your mind. We mentioned this on a live a few weeks ago and how it got started. My husband and I were sitting in the backyard. We have 2 cats. And so outside is when, we'll try to brush the cats. So the fur's outside. And we were just having a silly morning. And he says, I bet you could even sell this cat hair. We have so much cat hair. And I said, you know what? You probably can. Let me look it up. And lo and behold, there was a ton of listings for animal hair. I couldn't believe it, but a lot of them are on Etsy. Look it up.
I somehow came across a thing on like the most expensive wool, and there's some special llama. It looks like a llama. It may not be a llama. It's like not, it's like a llama. Anyhow, it's like the most expensive wool, and they only have herds in this one country up in the mountains, and that's all these people do is just take care of the animals and then shave them down and sell the fur. So wool, fur, whatever. It's hair for high end coats and stuff. And I'm like, I had no idea.
And I know that I don't know if they're still on eBay. You'd have to look it up, but it used to crack me up. And this was only when I did eBay, because I would always look under the everything else tab, things that were weird and stuff. But people would sell haunted items and they would tell a story about it. And so it's like, if you're a good storyteller, you can say, I have this very scary, haunted, possessed candle. And I know it's haunted because, they would make up these ridiculous stories and people would buy it like garbage.
Hold on. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can share. I can share. We've got haunted dolls. Haunted dolls.
See?
Enchanted.
See,
Active
just reading
demons.
that just gives me the EBGBs. Even though I know that's not true, it still makes my chest hurt. I don't like anything demonic, demon, devil, none of it.
You don't want to buy an active demon?
No.
I think that they would work. They would work the Amazon business. I did look up the wool. It is this one. The Kuni wool, most expensive. It costs from $400 to $600 per kilo of unprocessed. Yeah. And coats can cost more than $20,000. I'm sure alpaca is up there, but I don't know what these guys are. Well, they're obviously Vicunis, but it's they're pretty cute. I like them. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. If my dog was going to make me $20,000, I would be all over it. I will pet you all day long. It's an endangered species. Let's see here, the Peruvian government. So small wild camelid. I guess does that mean it's related to the camels? Mountains of Peru, Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. So it wow, went from 6,000 to nearly 350,000. Oh, that's good. They're not going to go out of extinct anymore. So now y'all learned. You learned something new today.
And some crazy things that you can sell.
You can buy a demon
for everything. There's a sucker for everything.
Oh, isn't there? Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I want to type Amazon my problems after this call.
Yeah, we gotta type Amazon our problems. Look at this. Poltergeist needs a new home. 300. That guy looks like the Disney.
What I would like you to do is hit the sold. I want to see what one sold and for how much.
Okay.
So that's what I'm really interested in. What actually sold?
Witchcraft. Haunted knife and gun. What? I don't know what's haunted about it.
Try to sort it to when you're done scrolling that sold from the highest to the low, just because I'm always curious. Because people really did a few years back. Of course, this was like 2013, 2014. I couldn't see that haunted. What is that?
Mandolin.
A haunted mandolin for $400. What?
From ZZ Top? Do you think it really was from ZZ Top?
I don't know. Now, of course, these are regular bag. Those are regular items, but people would sell like things that they were saying was haunted. Maybe eBay's cracked down on that now. But I used to look at the weirdest stuff when I was only doing eBay just because it would crack me up. I never actually tried to sell a haunted thing. But
I want that haunted house. Look at that. $500. Shoot.
Yeah, so these are not things that, there you go. That haunted doll. Like, who would buy that? Why?
It moves items. Can it mop the floor? That's what
Can it go sourcing for me?
Can it list things? Can it talk to Amazon customer service? I would totally do it. More haunted items for $250. Best offer. I wish I knew what the best offer was. haunted, cursed, or possessed. See, I mean, I know I had an Annie doll laying around. If I knew that adding the keywords haunted, cursed, or possessed, I'd put it in there and sell it. I mean, what are you going to do? How do you fight that if they get it and they're like, oh my gosh, it's not possessed. I wanted to kill off my
Yeah, I want my money back. I didn't get a demon with my order.
Haunted bear David. Haunted bear, a spirit of a young child, friendly spirit named David.
See, that's awful. To me, that's just I just don't think I could actually list something and say that.
Okay, David is a friendly young boy, age 12, who loves to communicate through the pendulum. He is shown his presence by winding up the EMF detector and motion sensor light balls, too. David will be shy at first, but once he feels comfortable with his surroundings, he will be more active and more regularly a positive, friendly spirit.
See, people just make up these stories, and I want to know who wants it. Like, what is wrong with them? They need to type out all of their problems in an Amazon case.
Hold on, is this the video?
Oh, no.
I don't think we can do the.
I think they're showing their EMF recorder or something.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Does anybody watching believe in this stuff? My husband believes that there are ghosts. Like, he'll watch the ghost shows and he's like, it's real. And I just don't know that I believe that. I don't know.
It's clearly showing there, Tina.
Look, I was raised going to church, and if there was a demon or something in the room or a ghost, ghosts were demons. So, look.
I think there's something out there. I don't know what.
Devil toys.
We need to watch the Travel Channel. Hello from Bloomington, Indiana. Hello. I think the craziest the people who buy that. So all I gotta say is, out of all the travel and the discovery, because I watch a lot of the discovery shows and everything, all those shows that are like Finding Bigfoot, Finding Aliens, Finding Ghosts, none of them have ever really proven anything. I watched all of Skinwalker Ranch. Okay,
we watched that too. We did, because it's still
entertaining.
You get sucked in.
And I just still like the Skinwalker Ranch is kind of the only one that I was like, oh, okay, there's like, they show the UFOs flying around and they're unidentified, whether they're like from outer space or drones or whatever, I don't know. Yeah. But it's the only one that ever really showed anything. The rest were just kind of weird. But haunted items, I would love to see.
All right, then you list the haunted item and the fur, and I have to know how it turns out. But really, if you are a clever storyteller and like that person with their clever little video, but yeah, like Cynthia says, I agree with you, Cynthia. It's like, I want to know who is the person that needs this in their life. Like, why do you feel the need to buy this?
She says it's true. Bad experience in the house. I have definitely gotten the heebie-jeebies from places. There's a Walmart in Vegas. Tina know which one it is. It's haunted.
It's the one I shop at. She says the Walmart I shop at is haunted.
There's something going on in there. It's weird. It's weird.
And see, my husband is from the East Coast, where, you know, which is the oldest part of America as far as houses go and what have you, old houses. And any of my friends that live on the East Coast definitely feel like they have been in, or, you know, feel that type of a spirit. And I can't say that it's not true or that it is true. I just, you know, don't know. I can't say that I've experienced that myself. Do I get EBGBs when I walk in a place, or a bad feeling? Sure. Is it because it's haunted? I can't say, but that's why. Call it my sixth sense of like, I don't want to be here. I don't know. But yeah, definitely my husband has said that too. He's had those experiences in the East Coast in those old houses. Yeah,
it could be the lead paint too.
Right.
The heebie-jeebies / lead paint, you know, whichever. All right. Okay, last two comments here. I don't want any haunted anything in my life. I will never go to that place in Vegas.
Preach it. Same. Same. Amen.
I don't want to poke at anything negative
Yeah,
at
I don't
all.
want to open up my heart or my mind to that stuff. I really don't. But when you watch the TV shows of it can be entertaining.
Ooh.
I will
French.
say we lived on a dairy farm when I was a teenager,
Oh.
and houses in the East Coast have basements, where out west we don't really have basements.
Mm.
So this house, the basement was through a closet in my bedroom. So it was in a weird place. So I had a bedroom, I had my regular closet, bathroom, but it was think of like a pantry type of a closet door. And then there was another door that went to the basement. There was nothing in there, but I was so scared to open that door and look down there. Like I felt it was haunted, but it's because it looked so eerie and creepy. And it was an old farmhouse. And of course it had the spider webs and the concrete, walls. And I never once walked down there. And I always refused to open that door. I used to have my laundry hamper in front of it because I felt evilness lived in there because it creeped me out.
Yeah, I have not had any real paranormal experiences, but I do
I
like
have
to
not either.
keep my mind open. We have a
Yeah.
family member named Chucky.
Aw.
Terrible. All right, what are you doing for the rest of the day, Tina?
Well, as soon as we're done here, I have got a paperwork pile like that. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I have a lot of paperwork to do. So every week I do my bills and paperwork between either Thursday or Friday. So I'm going to tackle that and get that done. And then I'm going to be going into our Facebook groups and investigating what's going on in there, see if I can post a couple of things in there today and create my own shopping list from all the great leads you guys are sharing. So it's exciting.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. And I hope you all have a great, awesome day
Yeah, have a
too.
great weekend.
Yes, have a great weekend. As far as the Google Sheet, are we typing it in? You can if you want. If not, Tina and I are consolidating on Sunday, Monday. So I would appreciate it if you did. I did
Less
it
work
this
for us
week.
if you do.
It would be good. All right. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend.
Yep, bye.